Hello, everybody, and a huge welcome to our midweek WrestleSlam show. The only place for your news, reviews, booze, and have we got the tea for you this week? The scandal, the movers and the shakers. We can't wait to delve into it. But first, we have to say hello for everybody. So it's myself, Queen Lizzie. Lovely to see you this week. It's the other half. It's Booker G. It's 5 times. And don't forget, lads, the only reason we get the scandal that we do is because Phil, the Power Meltzer, is in the pocket of VK and TK. He gets all the news. He's the first one that they contact, and he dishes it out to anybody who is buying. Gents, how are we on this beautiful day?
Good. How are we?
Yeah, buzzing, absolutely. I remember last week's midweek show, we were like, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan and everyone's really excited. This week, I'm like, slap me sideways and call me Betty. I literally don't know what's after happening. Like, hold on to your hats. And we'll get straight into it. Before we do, though, make sure you make sure you comment, because we love to see your comments underneath and we like to chat back. And subscribe. YouTube loves the algorithm, lads. So let's get on it. Let's get the word out there for Irish wrestling fans. And also before we get into it, nice t-shirt, Phil.
Yep, great.
Very, very nice t-shirt. Look at that. Bye. Don't forget, lads, Manscaped, 20% off for WrestleSlam. WrestleSlam 20, put that in at the till and you'll get 20% off. And WrestleSlam is your code. And just not only 20%, you get free shipping. So get on it, lads, make it happen, your balls. Well, thank you. Speaking of thank you, we got a huge thank you from Cody Rhodes to AEW and Tony Khan. What is going on? Tuesday, the Rhodes mutually parted ways with AEW. Talk about blindsided.
Yeah,
I think we were all kind of like, what in the net? What? And to be honest, we were like thinking it was rumors because we were traveling at the time. We were just like, it's just rumors, gossip, dirt sheets and shit like that. And then it was like, this post came up and I was like, oh my God. Phil, what went wrong?
I think it's just having friends in power over the years. Yeah, like you can't have 6 wrestlers be like EVPs and not have falling outs. It's impossible.
For sure. Friction, maybe.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, when he didn't sign the contract, was it 6 weeks ago? There was something was up then.
Christmas,
yeah. He was kind of working on a handshake deal, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then there's a rumor as well that I don't know how true this is, but Jon Moxley could also leave.
Oh my God, Phil! What has TK been saying to you? You've just literally nearly blown me weave off. What happened?
I just think what's going to happen now is they're all going to be watching Cody Rhodes. If he's booked really badly or very good, we'll see what happens. But I just feel like Jon Moxley now is in a place healthier after the rehab.
Okay.
And also I just get a weird, well, my brother as well was on about it, like saying there's a weird vibe that there's a feeling that he could actually come back to WWE.
Cody Rhodes?
No, Jon Moxley. But the thing is, they need main event talent and they really need it now.
WWE do?
Yeah, for WWE, yeah.
Yeah.
And also as well,
oh my God.
Kenny Omega as well has a contract coming up as well.
Yeah. Jericho signed through till 2024.
Yeah.
But he was working on an extension, but then it's gone to 2024 now. So can't see him going anywhere for now. But you know yourself, he's got the blessings both sides.
We'll see in the next few months. But Cody Rhodes was he's after losing everything. He lost the TV show that he had. Wasn't he supposed to get the season 2? I don't think that's going to go ahead.
That's still on. They're in the semi-final stages of that now. So that was on last night after AEW, wasn't it? Or
I'm not sure.
Right after it or something.
It's not going to get renewed anyway for another season.
That's nuts.
I think Cody wants to be famous. You see.
Yeah.
Cody, he's a talented worker. You know what? He puts on great matches. That match against Sammy Guevara, the ladder match was outstanding. Like it's one of the for a match. you've seen everything in a ladder match, like, but some of the stuff they did you've never seen before, like, so the fact that it would pull that out, like, and do it, and make Sammy even bigger star than he was, like, you know, Cody can work, but Cody wants to be famous more than he wants to be a wrestler. I think nowadays he's doing the reality shows, doing judging, you know, the only place he's going to get bigger as a star is WWE at the minute. Like, all credit to AEW, they're doing a brilliant job, and I hope they get bigger and bigger, but you know, they have 30 odd years to catch up on. You know, WWE have made stars.
They've built a legacy, you know,
Somebody said something about money as well. Did I hear something about, like, he was unhappy that he wasn't getting Bryan Danielson money, and
he wanted Punk money and Daniel Bryan.
Apparently so. That rolls me on to my next one. I was going to say, do you think it was money? But I mean, like, it's a really tough call. You know, even as I say, maybe it is the fame monster. We don't know. Do you know, maybe it is that it's just, he wants to be famous for his wrestling, but the name wants to be out there. He wants the brand. He wants the Cena. He wants the Rock. He wants the, you know, I think there's an element of that there. With that, the talks of him going to WWE, the birds are singing it, you know, the trees are whispering it in the wind. It's everywhere.
And the rumor now is he's at the Performance Center doing vignettes. So, yeah.
Actually, do you know what? Before I come to you, Phil, I want to see what you guys think of my opinion on this.
Yeah.
I know the potential of story here is just huge, and the potential of the tea that'll be spilled and the juice and the gossip and stuff. Cody going to WWE, I hate every aspect of this with every fiber of my being. I hate it. I do not like it. I trust my gut with my life. My gut will tell me everything I need to know. If I don't like somebody or there's something iffy about something, I feel it in my gut. And my gut is doing fucking cartwheels when I heard this. Normally you get that like excitement and then it's like, ooh, and then it settles down. Since I've heard it, my stomach is, I hate every aspect of this because I just, am I the only one?
I'm on the fence with this. Summertime. I'm going to say if he's not doing well by summertime, he'll be Stardust by Christmas.
Lads, I mean, that was a huge thing. Obviously, he didn't want to be Stardust, right? But maybe I'm wrong, right? And don't get me wrong, Cody's huge. Do you know what I mean? Like, he went and he made a name for himself in the Indies, you know, Ring of Honor stuff, and then obviously, you know, was one of, I suppose, we say co-creators of AEW and was on that executive board. But guys, I'm just kind of like, a couple of things. We're going from being on the executive board of what I still consider to be quite a startup company, because they're still building. They're not going to be huge overnight, and which is great, because we don't want to flash in the pan. We want something with structure behind it. We want something with substance. We want something that's going to stand the test of time. Yeah. So when you're going from an executive of a company of that caliber, don't get me wrong, Cody is a big deal. But are we jumping into a pond with an awful lot more fish in there? And we think we're bigger than we are going back to WWE. And this is more of a case of WWE getting one over on AEW. And they're going to use Dusty's legacy, the history, the family, the pride in the name to sweeten the deal a little bit, and of course a couple of million as well, but to sweeten the deal a bit. I hate this. I absolutely despise this. I think they're going to take him out and spank him after they give him the fastest push of his career and make an example of him, and it makes me feel sick because we know how they work. Rant over, but I can see it.
Vince will get tired of him after a few months if he's not doing anything for him.
You know what? You know, look, he changes ice cream flavors more than Mr. Whippy.
I think he loves the EVP part rather than Cody.
He loves that he's taking one of their top guys over to WWE, which, come here, look, it's a feat and that is a capture, you know. But like, you can't tell me that, like, you know, we know how Vince thinks. You know what I mean? He had a fella puke in a bin because he thought it would be great, and then he couldn't puke, so we lost interest in him. Well, so, like, how long is it before Cody can't puke anymore? You know, and he loses interest in him.
I'd say one thing about Cody: he's never ever had to do any world belt there, so he's fresh for main events.
Yeah, Yeah. Oh, definitely. They'll give him a push. But
if he loses to Roman Reigns, he's finished.
Done. What are they going to do? Are they going to feed him to the big dog?
That's it.
You know, I don't know. What do you think, love?
I'm all over the place. I don't know how they're going to book him. I'm scared.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Like, just put it into perspective. Brock Lesnar came back to WWE in 2012 and he lost to John Cena. Yeah. He lost to Triple H. You know, he lost a few matches before he became the Beast incarnate. Like, so he was punished when he came back, you know, specifically by creative. Like, they wanted to let him know that, you know, we're still in charge. And you have to do what we tell you. Like, so
nobody's bigger than the product and the company.
Could end up getting that same. Like, he'll come back, maybe get pretty much guaranteed to get a match at WrestleMania at this stage. Now, I'd say he'll lose that match at WrestleMania.
Seth Rollins.
It'll be a big match, and he'll lose it. They won't give him the world title at WrestleMania. Not a fucking chance.
No.
They're past that. World title's getting, you know, pushed around too much at the minute. You know, Roman's been.
You reckon with the way Randy Orton's been booked that we will see a mini legacy, like later in the year?
We might get a face-off a la, you know, rated RKO. Do you know what I mean? We might get some kind of a payoff like that with a face-off, but I can't see if they do. Then he's going back for all the wrong reasons, and he's just come back to make money. Because if that was his creative, and he felt stifled creatively because of Stardust, it wasn't the direction he wanted to go in. You can't take a step back in time then and then become part of the legacy. So I would be disappointed if that was it, you know?
Yeah.
I think I've one more thing as well, just about Cody. Do you reckon, because you know the way Vince loves familiar, will we see his blonde hair be gone?
I was thinking he might go back to being
dashing.
Yeah.
But I if he doesn't get a world title match at WrestleMania, if Rollins doesn't win the Elimination Chamber, and I can't see Cody getting the match against Bobby Lashley or anything. I think.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
If they can change creative plans, I think Drew McIntyre and Cody would be a great match at WrestleMania.
Be better than yeah.
We expected to face Roman after WrestleMania Backlash. They're starting a program after WrestleMania, so beating Cody would.
I suppose Drew up nice. First impressions is always going to be the thing, isn't it?
They have the history as well. Like, they had that tag team when Dash and Cody and Drew were together for a while before Drew ended up joining 3MB.
Who's heel?
I'd
say Cody's face, to be honest with you.
Anyway.
So that's what I'm saying. Does he come out as a heel? Do you know what I mean? So are Cody coming out as a big heel?
He should. He absolutely should.
So he'll get like the welcome home pop, and then they'll just turn him heel.
He wasn't the face for very long in WWE when he was there. Like, he was a face with, you know, Hardcore Holly before he turned on him, and he was a face with Dustin when they beat the Shield for the first time. Other than that, he was Stardust the heel, and Cody and fucking Legacy and all that stuff. Like, so he's never really been a big face.
How much do you think he's worth a year? Like, now, realistically, what are they going to pay him a year?
He's not going to get AEW money. Like, I don't think he is, unless they have something else in mind for him, you know, a couple of mil maybe. But like, I mean, Dolph Ziggler is a stalwart now, and he's on $1 million a year, isn't he?
$1.5 million.
$1.5 million a year, do you know? And like, well, I'd say he'd be looking for more of that, but then Dolph has put the work in to be guaranteed that every year. Do you know what I mean? Does whatever he's told, you know, regardless of his creative, he just goes with the flow. He's a company boy, and suits him down to the ground, you know. So.
But I think Cody will be that level of Dolph and the Miz, like, where they will get a, you know, he'll get a title, you know, eventually at some stage, but he'll never be, you know, the guy. Like, he'll be great for
media like appearances. Christian.
He's good for media appearances, like, you know, and maybe E Entertainment will come in and give him, you know, that Miz reality show that continue on from where they are. Like, they've lost that show, but maybe E have offered them.
Perfect sense. And then we'll see Miz and Maurice versus Brandy and Cody.
Eventually down the line. Hopefully not straight away though.
This is it, because when it first was announced that they both left, I swear to God, I could have vomited. And I'm glad that apparently Brandy isn't going to WWE, that she's got other stuff lined up, which I'm so thankful for, because all I could think of was, and I know the star power is different, but all I could think of was Maria and Mike Kanellis when they got them back and threw hundreds of thousands at them to keep them and then let them go just as quickly. You know what I mean? So I was just like, ugh. But yeah, last thing on that, missed opportunity, I think. We were chatting about this, and Jerry was saying that Phil, you had the same idea as well. I had said it to Jerry. And like only for the fact that the times didn't line up. It would have been great if he came out and crowned the Creed brothers at Vengeance Day.
Yeah,
that would have been really, really good for Dusty's legacy.
Would have been very good.
If they bring it back and give him NXT 2.0, right, you may win me over, but how much creative control will he have there? You know, so like it's a really big sweetener, and it will be a nice way to close the loop on him hitting the throne of Triple H with a sledgehammer. You know, it would be a nice way to close that loop. But like,
well, the women's Dusty Cup Classic hasn't happened yet.
Okay,
yeah, it's starting.
Maybe he'll come out for that. That's a good call, actually. Oh, speaking of the match on Vengeance Day, big shout out to Malcolm Bivens. We love you. We think you're fucking hilarious when he came out with the little towel.
The towel was brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. Just pay him more. I don't care. Pay him more. Lads, like that wasn't enough for us then, right? We were just coming down out the rafters after the Rhodes announcement, right? Steve Austin is pinned in to make an appearance at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
In Texas.
That
was enough of a shocker because we all thought, oh, Jesus.
My first thought was, why now?
Yes, firstly, I was like, there's definitely a few bobbing in anyway, let there be no doubt. And obviously because maybe it's in Texas. But I think that kind of shocked everybody, right? And then it's like he's going in against Kevin Owens. And then I just nearly lost my hat altogether. And I was like, oh my God. And I was thinking, I'm hoping it's in some kind of a protected match, right? Wouldn't you think so? Because
I thought it'd be a tag match when I thought Austin was
said the same. Yeah, I said the same, didn't I? What do you make of Austin first day at WrestleMania, regardless of opponents?
I don't see why he wants to come back nearly 19 years after he retired to The Rock. Like, I don't know, like, is he bored? Like, is he definitely not short of money? Like, I know he's
been saying a lot of weird stuff recently. As well in interviews, like he said,
they've had a ring in his backyard now since the summertime. So he's getting, the rust out. Like, but his neck injuries, his knees. Like, he's 57 years old. Like, probably 58 when WrestleMania comes around. I'm not sure. Like, but after that long, like, you can't just dust off the ring rust. Like, Sting is in his 60s, but Sting has been competing.
Yeah, exactly.
Regularly for the last 20 years. Like, he's gone past that, and you can't say anything about Damon Dallas Page because he's doing this fucking yoga. Like, I don't think Stone Cold does it as much as that, where he's able to dust off anything. Like, one soft match, it can't be just a 5 match either.
They should do with him, and this is just me. They should do what they're doing with like those Tyson marquee matches. The way they do those celebrity fights.
Oh, right. Okay. Like bringing a celeb for him.
Like, not even a celeb, but like just have him in a showcase match. Don't do anything ridiculous.
Yeah.
What? But like, there are talks now that he could be lined up for 3 matches.
As long as you don't win a belt, I'm good.
No. He'll have a match with Kevin Owens, and then he'll have a match with Goldberg.
Lads, like, I mean, I've nothing against Goldberg, not at all, because he's in great nick for his age, and like, I hate to say for his age, because it makes people sound old, and he's not, but I mean, you see he's in stellar condition, and everybody knows Bill Goldberg, do you know what I mean? But guys, I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel sick, the thought of Stone Cold being in the ring with him, because he's a liability. He's a liability.
Goldberg versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a hair versus hair match
in Saudi Arabia. Do
you know what now? Do you know? Oh my God! Imagine the two of them there with the goatees. Oh, stop!
Just left with a mustache. Like someone out of the Blue Oyster from Police Academy. Then when they finish up.
Do you know what I think would be better? Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bill Goldberg in a pillow fight padded cell match, because that is the only way we would be able to protect Stone Cold and from Bill Goldberg, and protect Bill Goldberg from himself.
I don't know if you remember pillow fights. They're pretty fucking vicious. When I was younger, I used to get the shit kicked out of my brothers. They used to tag team up on me and beat the crap out of me with pillows. They hurt your neck, like.
You know what? This is what I was thinking about the other day. Does this mean Vince McMahon was in his gym one night and was looking at the Mania card and had a panic attack? Like,
surely that happens every year, like, maybe the night before, because he just changed it. I possibly, like, we all get notions, right? Jerry can vouch for that. I get notions all the time, right? But like, I mean, I can't even imagine the notions that he gets, and he just thought that would be really good shit, you know. And I don't know. I just think back to Saudi when he nearly paralyzed the Undertaker, and I'm like, and that was the Undertaker without a bad neck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It just right.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Whether he gets a match or not, if he comes back for 3 matches, we're not going to know until it happens. But it'll happen as soon as the Elimination Chamber is over. We'll know more what's happening for WrestleMania. Yeah. I think, you know, it's going to be a fucking hell of a show though. Like the 2 nights are going to be stacked.
Yeah.
They are going to be stacked. There's going to be a lot of part-timers stacked on it. Which
there's just one thing on it that's going to annoy me.
Like everybody complains that.
Well, a celebrity winning the IC belt will really, really annoy me.
If see mad?
If a celebrity wins the IC belt, I'll be really, really annoyed.
Johnny Knoxville's not going to beat Sami Zayn.
Oh my god!
There's no way the whole Jackass cast come out there. There's no way they're putting that belt on him.
Actually, just speaking of Johnny Knoxville, did you see the hate that he's been getting because of the brain hemorrhages that he's had?
Yeah.
Vince McMahon shouldn't be letting him in there because with the history with Brian and all those injuries, his is 100 times worse than now.
But Vince loves that.
Yeah, like, they're not work. Johnny Knoxville's not going to work like Brian
or
anything. Like
but like he has people talking about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People are talking about it. So, but oh yeah, gotcha. Elimination Chamber is that Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that came around really, really quick. Oh, the Macau are showing that, guys.
Yeah.
Definitely pop into the Macau on Patrick's Key because they're going to be showing it. So don't bother paying for the network or any kind of caper like that. Get yourself a couple of beers, 3 for a tenner down in the Macau, and tell them that.
And it's on nice and early as well.
Get the curry as well.
Oh yeah, get the curry. And great as well because the kickoff is at like what, 5 o'clock our time?
Yeah.
Kickoff is at like 5 o'clock our time. Lads, we get one actually that's in the day and we'll get to bed at a reasonable hour. Do you know, say nothing. From that, guys, Elimination Chamber, we'll sidestep the 2 kind of big dogs for now, I suppose.
Yeah.
And massive news came out over the last 24 hours. There's so much of it. I had to write down notes because there's actually that much. EC3 and the artist formerly known as Braun Strowman, Adam Scherr, right, are to launch a new wrestling company. Control Your Narrative. Sorry, my dinner's repeating on me. Control Your Narrative. With a TV deal announcement imminent.
Yeah.
So there's been absolute grafting going on in the background here. This is phenomenal. Like, this is such huge news. It's fresh out the oven and you're getting it from WrestleSlam. This is such huge news. And I'm going to ask you guys what you think about this in a minute. What talent you think they might poach, or maybe what might be interested. But, and I quote from the guys who are running it, the talent that has reached out has been humbling. Okay, so let's keep that in mind, okay? And Braun Strowman himself, Adam Scherr, we'll call him now, was talking to EC3 about how inspiring the new wrestling company, the creative of the new wrestling company was going to be. It inspired him creatively. And the day after he spoke to them, he was released. So he firmly believes that everything happened for a reason. How random is that? And if you were like Adam Scherr, how you thought that was great timing, I suppose. He seems to think the timing was really, really good. Guys, how do you feel about this?
It's huge news, but like, if they're really smart, their TV deal will be on Netflix or Amazon. I don't think they should be on Prime. No, they should not be on TV at all. I think TV is going to be another maybe 5, 6, 7 years gone. Like, the only thing that saves TV at the moment is like football matches and soaps.
Yeah, that is true, to be
fair.
But
nobody's actually flicking through channels and they won't come across it randomly like they did in the old days.
No, and if you have something on a streaming service like Netflix or Amazon or whatever you have it on, like, I mean, how many times you would go through it and you would just settle on something and just watch it that you may not be normally interested in. And if it's something like, obviously, people are making their debuts and they're reaching out to talent and stuff, but if they can make that a little bit more reality and have a little bit of background along with it, as opposed to just a wrestling show, like, just as opposed versus an episode of Raw or an episode of SmackDown or Dynamite or Impact, that there's a whole thing with it, you know, kind of something similar, but more reality that we got with
Lucha Underground, but in English.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like a cross between Lucha Underground and Stars.
Yeah. But the only thing is presentation.
Stephen Ireland.
Presentation is key. If this looks cheap, people won't come back.
No, this is it. Somebody has to be funding them. I know that there's another partner as well. Yadida. I have no way I was going to pronounce his surname, would have got it wrong, but I know that he's in it with EC3 as well. But how cool is that?
Yeah, it's great.
What do you think, love?
All for it. More wrestling companies out there, the better. More places for people to go out and back their own and, you know, show people what they can do. Look, if they're not getting TV time on AEW, they're all going, you know, darker elevation, or they're on Impact and nobody's watching Impact, or if they're on NWA, like, and they're freely able to move back and forward between all these companies. I said it about a year ago now at this stage, like, Tony Khan has the money there to set up a specific network for wrestling, like Netflix version for wrestling. There's no reason why all these independent companies, even New Japan, can't come together and set up a big, massive wrestling network to go against Peacock and WWE and have them show your shows live. I know they need the TV rights and the deals and stuff, like, but there's no reason why, you know, the TV rights can't come on board and, you know, join forces with fucking TNT or TBS or whoever joins forces with Tony Khan and whatever the network is, and, you know, advertise on it. You know, there's no reason why you can't advertise on these shows. Like, you just have some sort of format where all these shows get the same viewers, people subscribe to it, and they can all watch whenever they want. They can watch it live, and then they watch repeats whenever they want. They're subscribed to so much every month, and you know, imagine having a Netflix version just for all the wrestling shows out there, bar WWE. Just sit there and watch. You know, here's the match. Oh, you need to see this match, 5-star match. Like, you're fucking, you have that channel, like in Ireland. We don't have those channels in Ireland. So you're, you know, looking on YouTube for highlights, or you're trying to fucking find links on Google, like, and find it. Imagine being able to just click on it and say, yes, I want to watch this. Boom, there it is. Go watch, you know, New Japan. Like, where do we watch New Japan in Ireland? Like,
it takes a long time.
Like, there is a New Japan subscriber service, but it's in Japanese. It's hard to read.
I know it's Fight TV, like, you know, you're relying on Fight TV, like, and you know, there's not enough wrestling on Fight TV. Like, we need a specific wrestling network.
The thing as well with Fight is they have them all, but they charge like $5 each for each one.
You know, so even if you're subscribed in Fight TV, you still have to pay the pay-per-view fees. Like.
Yeah. No, it is. It's true, to be fair. It'll be interesting to see that develop, but you know what, from the bottom of my heart, guys, I wish you the best of luck. Absolutely amazing to see. There's plenty of room at the table for everybody to eat, so we cannot wait. We wish you the best of luck.
No 6 sides of ring, please.
No. Well, it's going to be interesting. I hope they don't dilly-dally too much with the product and they just focus on, you know, what we want to see, you know. So
there's loads of talent out there now. The Ring of Honor's talent have all been, you know, released, and they're all free agents. Like, a lot of them are just floating around in these shows. So
if they had something concrete,
well, they don't even need a contract with them. They can come and go whenever they please. Like, just be that independent.
Just one last thing on it. Do you reckon this company could put GCW in trouble?
No, I think GCW are getting bigger and bigger.
I'm just curious.
I think that's another thing where, you know, GCW and companies like that, you know, people wouldn't have looked at a couple of years ago until AEW came along. Like, nobody cared about the hardcore wrestling, like, except for, you know, the 100 or so fans that were going to the shows locally. But now, because of AEW and the indie scene out there, like, people know who, even Matt Cardona, like, you know, getting the show up there and do what he's doing. Like, he's on fire at the minute, and he has been in talk. From what I read on the Adam Sheard post, or that Matt Cardona and people like that, you know, Matt Taven from Ring of Honor all reached out and they're on board, like, whenever it does happen. So I know they're having a show soon enough, and they're having some other show during WrestleMania weekend. So
there is one thing I've noticed though about Cardona in the last few months. He's a guy I genuinely want to hate.
Yeah.
And you know what? Then he's doing his job. You know what I mean? Because like, that's the way they both come across.
He brought the NWA title to fucking Disneyland in Paris.
Yeah.
He's standing outside the fucking Eiffel Tower holding it. It's like, where would you get that?
Yeah.
Trevor Murdoch wouldn't have done that.
No. You need the heat from him, though. But I'm glad he's having an effect on you.
I love him. I'm glad.
It's the first time in a while that I've kind of got a genuine heat off him.
Yay!
Because he's been
well done, Matt Cardona.
When he's faced, like, it's just, this guy is just not good. I don't know what
that's it. Now he's working his magic on you, Phil. A note on that as well with Control Your Narrative. Karrion Kross is debuting on March 31st, so definitely a date for your calendars too. I know that we've moved on from Cody, etc., and all of that, but just fresh, hot off the press, I will and quote just from Fightful. There's a lot of new updates from Cody, so this is verbatim. So, but just a couple of updates that have just come through. So shout out to Sean Ross Sapp. This we're taking from here. So just regarding the hours that followed Cody and Brandy Rhodes' departure, more wrestlers were talking. Most people knew during the weekend what was up about ahead of the announcement that was made, but mixed feelings, a lot of emotions on both sides. But there's a lot of support for the Rhodes within AEW. There was some disagreements, but the split was amicable. Lots of positive stories of Rhodes as well, setting up the bar. They set up a bar at Daly's place. And let's see what else is in here. There's no confirmation yet to Fightful that Cody Rhodes has signed with WWE, and until something like that happens, a renewal with AEW could always be reached. That's always good to keep in the back of your mind as well, isn't it? So, and then as when they were doing Wednesday's Dynamite taping as well, it was everyone was told that it was business as usual, carrying on. Regarding the WWE locker room, the belief is that Cody Rhodes fell out of power in AEW and wanted a significant raise. But it's important to note that neither AEW or the Rhodes have mentioned that yet. Excitement and shock amongst the company as well. A lot of people are ready to welcome Cody back. One top name thinks it's going to be great for the fans, and they're excited of the idea of him returning. As of Thursday, Rhodes to the Top has not been cancelled. There's still ongoing discussions regarding the future. A shot of Brandy, which is her YouTube show for cooking, is being actively pitched and shot, and Brandy will retain the rights to that as well. And she is looking to pursue in-ring wrestling, as she was seen training at the Nightmare Family Factory. So lots to take in there, lads, but just to give you a quick update, where would you get the scoop just while you're here listening to
one last thing there, because I read a very weird story on Cody Rhodes. I don't know how true it was the other day. I don't know if you've seen it. It was basically he pitched that his daughter would win the TNT belt.
The daughter.
Yeah. That was very odd to
from
me.
The fans. Yeah, he picked the daughter with the TBS.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Did it say much about it? I read the highlights, but was it that he would win she would win the tournament, or would she beat Jade Cargill for the title?
I know she would.
I'm not sure which would be worse.
I had no idea. Yeah. She's going to win the TBS title. He was like, that would really, really set the internet on fire. So he was going full in a heel.
That's something Vince McMahon would do.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Definitely. 10-year-old the tag team titles at WrestleMania.
Well, I don't know, because to be fair, he wouldn't give his own son the right spot that he wanted in the Royal Rumble. So, oh, no, you didn't. Oh, yes, we did. So, yeah, that's an awful lot to take in. Would you like to go through any results, guys, or anything like that? Or are you bait after all that?
Should we just...
what did you think of Dynamite last night?
Do you know what? It actually continued the trend of being good, because it was good last week and it was good again last night. Dog collar match. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I do. I absolutely loved MJF not saying anything and looking terrified.
Yeah.
So
we're on an even keel. Oh, sorry, we're on an even keel now, aren't we?
So good.
Yeah. Tell me, 5 times, what is up with the finish of the Sammy Guevara match and all the interference?
I don't know. I loved Dynamite. It was a good show. It's always a good show. Like, you know, sometimes some weeks there's, you know, bits and bobs there that just, like, you know, wish they would tighten up and stuff, like. But you know, there was a lot of interference in matches last night.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they're going with this. Hardy and Andrade. I know obviously Andrade wants the TNT titles. Why he still don't understand why he's carrying 2 titles, like, but he wants that, you know, obviously he needs a title match at Revolution. That's fine. Like, but Matt Hardy getting involved, I don't see the point. Obviously, maybe they're setting up. I hope it. I don't. I know Jeff Hardy is going to eventually show up in AEW.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy and Jeff against Sting and Darby Allin as a match. They're probably looking they build towards, like, just keep Jeff and Sting away from each other. It was bad the last time they had a match, and we just don't want to see a repeat of it. And
you know what Jeff is? Do you know the way Jeff is dying to go there? You reckon he'll be Willow?
He'll be in AEW soon enough.
No, but you reckon he'll be?
They already advertised
Willow the Wisp.
Maybe Willow. Oh,
yeah. Maybe.
Eventually, maybe not straight away. Maybe it'll be Jeff. Just
I know Jeff is dying to be that character again.
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
But imagine now, they'll have a match against Sting and Darby Allin. Maybe they won't. Maybe Jeff will help Sting and Darby Allin, and he'll be face painted up with Darby and Sting, and they'll be a trio, like, because they are heading down the road of trios titles, like, with all the House of Black stuff, with Buddy Matthews maybe joining up with them.
Yeah.
Against the Death Triangle, like, so they're obviously heading down that road of hopefully maybe a Double or Nothing introduce a trios title. I'm not sure. Like, I know Matt and Jeff have a couple of indie matches booked already in March. They have against Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, and they have another one against Cass and Enzo.
Have you seen Enzo these days? Just his muscles.
He is
jacked to shit.
He wasn't that big back in March or when you interviewed him.
No.
Guys, check that out on the WrestleSlam, on the Sports Banners TV and WrestleSlam channel as well. Our interview with Enzo. We got to ask one question. And then Enzo told us the entire life story, and it was the most gripping thing I've ever watched in my life. It was amazing.
40-minute vlog of Enzo on.
What a great talker! What a great storyteller! I could listen to him for days. We need him back. Unbelievable. So
he can come over to OTT if you're listening. Enzo has an Irish passport, so
yes, he does. We saw it. So yeah, definitely love Enzo over in OTT. As well, then Dynamite guys. This Revolution ladder match, I'm hoping they're reinforcing this ring because between Hobbs, Keith Lee, and Wardlow.
Hobbs hasn't won the match yet.
Hobbs or else Dante Martin might be there.
Maybe Hobbs will win, maybe he won't.
And we all think that it's Phil who has the inside scoop. Wrong, fuckers! It's me. Anyway, so we just hope that they're going to reinforce the ring, because this has turned into quite the big guy showdown. Looking forward to a face-off with Keith Lee and Wardlow. I think it's going to be fabulous.
Surely Keith Lee's winning it, right?
I thought that, but I don't know at the moment.
Wardlow in it now, though.
Yeah.
Wardlow was so over, like.
Yeah.
But I like this because it's keeping me guessing. Like, I'm like, oh my God, either of them have a great stake to win. So with that, it's kind of like, I like that it's keeping me guessing.
Well, if there's three big guys, just say Hobbs wins his match on Rampage. That's three big guys.
I reckon Jay White.
Do they need some high flyers in there to help up the ladder match? Like
Jay White will be in it.
Maybe.
Who?
Jay White.
Oh yeah, maybe.
He's got his debut match Rampage as well. Got a match against Trent. Trent DeLox, no more.
Might put Trent in there as well. You never know.
Or
there is a big debut out there, but I don't think they're going to put him in there.
Hobbs or Wardlow and Keith Lee could use poor old Orange Cassidy as a skip rope. They could just skip around.
Is there a mystery man in this one again?
Is there?
No, I don't know. Usually they have a mystery.
They're having qualifying matches. They haven't announced anything, really.
No, it's just because Josh Alexander got released from Impact.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my God, that sucks.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
Situation. It was crazy. Like.
Absolutely soft.
And it's only a couple of months ago he gave up. He was working construction right up until last year.
Yeah.
He only gave up his job, like full-time job, recently. Like, and now that he's. Surely he could go to AEW. Surely.
You would think so.
They would. I mean, God help us. You know what? they'd miss out big time if they didn't reach out to him, you know.
And like he was a Impact champion. Like I know he only had it for a couple of minutes, like, but
stellar matches,
unbelievable. Like
he's a nice guy.
Star of the show, star of the show.
Yeah.
He can't be working indie shows in America, can he?
He can't do anything. He used to go. He's gone home.
Contract.
Yeah, he's gone home.
Yeah, but he needs a contract off a company, doesn't he?
Yeah, you need to have a contract, and then they have to apply for a visa for you, and it's just a load of things. It's all messy.
Crazy.
Sure, what happened?
Oh God,
we saw what happened. We saw what happened to Speedball. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, best of luck to him. Look, hopefully it works out for him because he's an absolute superstar, and with talent coming out of every pore in his body. So best of luck to him, and hopefully he gets snapped up ASAP. Guys, it's been an eventful show. We've discussed an awful lot, a lot of back and forth, lots of ideas, fantasy booking, and kind of general what in the name of God's going on, you know.
Yeah.
But as always, it's been a pleasure to have a chat, though. We love the catch-ups.
Before we go, we did the predictions for Elimination Chamber. Goldberg, Roman, go for it.
Oh, Roman Reigns.
Men's Elimination Chamber match.
I don't know. Riddle.
Women's Elimination Chamber match.
Bianca.
Tag team title match. Usos and Viking Raiders.
Oh, Christ, the Usos.
Charlotte and Sonya against Ronda and Naomi.
Surely it's Charlotte and Sonya, so Ronda goes over at Mania.
Becky Lita.
Fucking Becky all day long. But it should be a good match.
Yeah. It's a hell of a pay-per-view.
Just caught me by surprise there, love.
Miz and Mysterio. Miz and Rey Mysterio.
Oh my God. Will Dominic just come out and just cost him the match, please, so we can see the breakup of Rey and Dominic?
That's going to happen Saturday. That's going to be the big news. Forget about everybody else. That's the big news. It's a nothing match. Nobody cares about it. Dominic's going to turn on Rey and set up the match for WrestleMania.
You're going to be waiting a lifetime for it. It has to happen. Yeah. Oh, the sweat slabs with the predictions.
Well, I'm just going to say one thing, just because we didn't mention it. It was a shame that Pete Dunne had to win that match on NXT. We didn't mention.
There's a reason it wasn't mentioned, Phil. So let's just forget about it.
Tony still got over though, and Tony looked great in the match.
Oh, lads.
But I know he won because Pete Dunne is challenging for the North American belt, but like still.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
But hell of a match. And Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is unbelievable. That Cameron Grimes put on a hell of a fucking match.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel your pain. I feel
your pain. It's like, just before we go, just a thought on it. Do you feel like when you were watching that NXT, it was like, this brand is like done? I don't know what it was. It was just like, this is not the same.
Do you know, there was parts of it that shone.
Yeah.
LA Knight, you know?
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, probably, like, what a great, he's a great, that was a great face turn, but he needs to go up.
He needs to be on
big time. He's a star.
I think about him is, does his promos sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin's promos?
It's a cross between Stone Cold and The Rock's.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad comparison to have. Like, if he can cut promos like that, like he doesn't seem to be scripted as much as everybody else, because he's naturally great. I mean, he was good in as Eli Drake as well, and like he's well able to cut a promo, like, so he doesn't need a lot of push, like, just give him
just a bit of polish. Yeah. But with that said, who else do we have that has that Stone Cold / Rock mix of a promo? Miz has his own thing. We don't have anybody, do we? Even they're scripting Becky even, and she's working with whatever she can to try and get it over. There's nobody who has that. He's packaged up and ready to go, and they need somebody on the roster because there've been a lot of mid-carders just swarming around. They've no strong promo, people who can cut a strong promo. So but yeah, there's parts of it, Phil, that are absolutely popping like that, and the likes of Tony, Dean, Peter, and then there's parts of it as well where I feel lost. So I totally see where you're coming from. There's parts where I just feel lost and I find it hard to get invested.
I would say one thing, the Creed brothers are there's something else in the last few weeks. I don't know what it is.
Mate, they're beyond it.
They just jumped up a level in the last few weeks.
Yeah. And their hype man definitely helps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he makes them look like stars even more. Yeah. You know?
At least everybody in Texas, Dallas will be able to watch them at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Guys, like, I mean, I won't be lying. If I was in Texas, I'd be like, this is great. You know what I mean?
Long day, lads.
Very long day, especially if you're after watching. What is it? Is it the Saturday morning they're on?
After being
at SmackDown on the Hall of Fame the night before.
Yeah.
And then you're in for that the next morning
in that same arena.
Better off if you just brought a little sleeping bag and tucked up for the night.
Stay in your own seat.
Right? That's a lot in one place, like.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it's been a very big week, I suppose. It has been a very big week.
It's been ridiculous, like, and I mean, there's still a few days to go. We still have SmackDown to go through. We still have Rampage to go through.
What will happen that?
I've no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing's going to happen. And we have, of course, Elimination Chamber at the weekend. So looking forward to the next show, lads.
No surrender.
No surrender as well.
Oh my God. Is that this weekend as well?
Yeah.
Saturday and OTT on Saturday.
Oh my God, no surrender, forget it. I surrender, because there is just so much going on trying to keep track of it. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
But it's about time we had this again. This level of excitement, investment, and enthusiasm about what we grew up with and what we know and love. Yeah. So we'll take it all.
Bring back storytelling and we're laughing, and that's all it's missing.
What is that?
Bring back storytelling and we're laughing. That's all it's missing.
Yeah, we need the mix. Yeah, we just need the mix. Well, hopefully now.
And Stone Cold and Ron Simmons on the Stone Cold sessions.
We're looking forward to seeing that
on Friday.
I'd like to see. I like his insight on the current product.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what he has to say. You know. And on that note, any more takers?
Nothing else.
Yeah. On that note, guys, fab show, great catching up, and. Lots of scandal and gossip and just lots of chat and time to be excited about pro wrestling again. Fabulous. Don't forget to pop over to Manscaped and use the WrestleSlam with your code to get 20% off and free shipping. From myself, being Queen Lizzie. From himself, it's Booker G, because it's 5 times. And of course, Phil, he thinks he has all of the scoops from TK and VK. We know he does. He's in the back pocket. But where else would we get our scandal and news from? Only Phil Meltzer. Guys, like, comment. Make sure you leave a comment below. YouTube loves the algorithm, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already on YouTube, what are you doing? Get over there now and do it. And guys, have a fabulous weekend of wrestling, and we'll chat to you all soon. Bye.